Today I am smoking the Rocky Patel Prohibition. This is the San Andres Maduro version. It's a 6.5 by 52 Toro, and it's rated as medium to full. So, without further ado, let's get this thing lit up. It's already cut with a nice little V cut there. Much like the Platinum, it's got, well, no, this is more of a dark, chocolatey cocoa type of flavor. So let's see how it actually tastes. It's a very nice start, I'll say that for sure. While I'm waiting for this thing to get a little further down, I'll tell you a little bit about this cigar. From Cigars International, I'll read what they have to say about it. Not trying this cigar is prohibited. If you're a fan of Rocky Patel, it's likely you already know he's one of the industry's biggest defenders, spending much of his time in Washington, D.C. fighting for the protection and rights of the premium cigar industry. And thank you for that, by the way. So it's natural that he'd want to send a message to the FDA with one of his new cigar releases, and he's done it perfectly with a new Rocky Patel Prohibition. The message is far from sublime. The federal government's ban on alcohol during Prohibition was a complete failure, and the FDA's attack on premium cigars will result in a similar outcome. Agreed. More than happy to give him my money. And I did buy this one. This wasn't a free one. Gorgeously packed in Rocky Patel branded mason jars, and those are cool, by the way. The glass actually has Rocky Patel on it. It's not just a mason jar with a lid maybe engraved. It's on the glass. Inspired by the moonshine bootleggers of Prohibition era, Rocky Patel Prohibition is much more than just a message to the FA. It's a damn good cigar. That's what they say. Handcrafted in Esteli, Nicaragua at Rocky's Tavagusa factory, Prohibition comes available in two delicious wrapper options. The one I'm smoking today is a San Andres Maduro, and it says it uses 100% binder and filler from Rocky's Farms, sweet and earthy with notes of spices, cedar, chocolate, roasted nuts, and a long, roasty finish. Medium to full bodied. Also comes in a Connecticut broadleaf Maduro. I have one of each. I didn't buy an entire jar. I was there the day that the shop that I went to got their first shipment, and they didn't know what to do. They didn't know how much to sell them for. They opened up this big crate full of these jars with loose tobacco on top. It was cool. It looked like moonshine delivery. They didn't even have any of the barcodes or anything on them yet. So we'll let this one go a little bit further and see how it develops. So far, I like it. It reminds me a lot of the Platinum and the Royale. It's a little longer than I normally like talking about smoking cigars, but I'll talk a little bit more about that as we develop this thing. About a third of the way down. Smooth, nice. I don't know if there's going to be any big flavor changes or not, but I like it so far. Like I said, it's somewhere between like a Platinum and a Royale. It's real smooth. Actually reminds me a lot of my Uzi Weighs a Ton, which was similar, and that one didn't have a whole lot of flavor shifts either. I don't know if this one will or not. Hard to say. But putting off great smoke, good draw. You can see the nice dark wrapper there. This is, once again, the San Andres Maduro. And talk a little bit about cigar sizes. This is a Toro. 6.5 by, I said it earlier, but you know, memory goes. 6.5 by 52. So it's definitely bigger than I normally get, for a couple reasons. Let's talk about cigar sizes, shall we? Or at least my opinion of it. I pick my cigar sizes based on a couple criteria. Number one, I don't want to have to smoke something for 2 hours. That has a lot to do with it. If it's a really strong cigar, I may want a smaller one, like a Corona, so it doesn't totally wallop me. So this one here is medium to full, and it's big. It has potential to be strong, which may not be an issue for some of you. And lately it has been less of an issue for me. Maybe I'm just getting used to the nicotine. Not that I'm trying to, but that's how I picked sizes for me. That's what it means to me. I really don't want to go anything bigger than this. I never get Churchill's, and this one only comes in this size as at the time of this recording. Maybe they'll change that. I don't think so, but this is it. One size for the Prohibition. I like the concept of the cigar. I like that Rocky Patel's doing what he does, and it's cool that he even named a cigar after it. So, let me give you another quick look at that. Prohibition, which I just happen to be reading a book about that right now, coincidentally. And then the second third of this Rocky Patel Prohibition, the Maduro version, the San Andres version, and I like it a lot. I think I said before, the San Andres wrapper is becoming my favorite wrapper as time goes by. Nothing to complain about this one. Staying lit easily. It's been a perfect burn line. Well, maybe under close scrutiny it's looks a little wavy, but it's not needing any touch-ups. Burning just right. Luckily it's not too thick, so it's not loaded with filler, which is the thing that's got the strength that kicks my ass. I don't know about you, but the wrapper, nice. I haven't really noticed a whole lot of flavor changes. It's just staying good. What can I say? I don't usually check reviews too much before I smoke something. I check them after to see what people picked up. If there's a change there, I'm not noticing. But like I said, it's a good flavor in the sense that it's light, it's clean, it's not leaving a whole lot on the back of the palate there. It's not no harshness or bitterness, which is terrific. Nice clean smoke. Burning fairly quick for a cigar this size, so I guess it may not take that long. I haven't found anything to mark it down for. I mean, I can't give it 100. That's just not right. But wrapper's holding together perfectly. So you can probably see through there. No cracks, no splits. Even though it's pretty dry out here, it's 34% relative humidity in the Stogie Palace. It was at 65 in my humidor for a month. A little more info on the cigar. Price-wise, talk about the money. I paid $8.79 for this at a cigar shop, so there was a little bit of a premium on there. Online, you can find it, I'm sure, everywhere, but Cigars International. I just picked them. I've only bought from them once. It's not like I'm a shill for them by any means, but I mainly look at their sites for information. But they sell them for an average of $7.19 a stick. The problem is so far I haven't seen it where you can buy these in individual sticks. You have to buy a jar of 16. And like I said, a cool jar that it is. But I did find some reviews from one of my favorite websites and blogs and podcasts, and that's The Cigar Authority. And they gave this one a 92. The Connecticut Broadleaf one, they only gave an 89. Now, I'm not a professional taster. You watch my videos, you'll know that I can't pick out flavors all that well and describe them. They can do a better job of it, and they did. So you can check out their review. I'll say what he said on the finish, though, since you're here. I have to say I was really surprised with the Rocky Patel Prohibition Mexican with its enjoyable notes that were in the forefront and the subtleties. He wrote subtitles in the background. One of the better cigars from Rocky Patel in quite some time. This is a stick that is worthy of some humidor space. You owe it to yourself to pick some up, especially considering all the work Rocky Patel does to fight for our cigar rights, trying to keep us away from Prohibition 2.0. Totally agree. Perfect description of how I feel about the whole situation. I don't think we're on our road to Prohibition, but they're not making it any easier for us, are they? Meanwhile, here in Colorado, pot. As far as cigar goes, as you can see, still plenty of smoke, still clean, no complaints. I mean, I may mark it down for a flavor only because there's not any transitions. There's no complexity really that I can pick out. Might be the subtleties in it, or subtitles, as Bad News Barry put it. He's the guy who does the reviews for the Cigar Authority. watch the podcast. You'll enjoy it. So getting down to the final third, it's doing real well. I don't think there's as many flavors in this as there is in the Royale or the Platinum, but it's sure burning better than the Platinum. The Royale I can't really complain about. Even though it scored lower than the Platinum, the flavors were just that much better in the Platinum. But perfect burn line, wrapper holding together well even in very dry circumstances out here. Working on a V-cut, still getting plenty of a great draw through there. As you can see, I'm not, making a sponge out of it either. That's pretty good smoke. And it's filling up the Stogie Palace with a lot of smoke, I must say. So, keep going on this, see where it ends up. I don't know what the score is going to be. I mean, I can't find a lot not to like about it. It's a good cigar. It's, price-wise, I guess it makes sense where it's located in the price range. It's priced below a Platinum and slightly, well, in the same range, maybe a little above of the Royale, but now the Royale is getting hard to find. As of this date, in January of 2015. So, we'll see how this one develops, if it goes any further and changes. As you can see, still putting off a whole lot of smoke, but that is what we call an uneven burn, also known as canoeing. It did get a mark down for that, and because that's getting to the point where I almost may have to touch it up here, but we'll see. And some people give marks for different things, or marks up or down. Some people give marks up and down for how it looks. Now, I don't necessarily mark down for a band that's as simple as this, just says Prohibition. I have been known to maybe mark up on bands that are really outstanding in design, but the point of this one is simplicity. The whole moonshine references with the jar and the simplicity in the band. Rocky Patel knows what he's doing. There's no question about that. I know Padrones and all these others are supposed to be, top-notch and everything, but I can't think of hardly any Rocky Patels that have ever let me down. I can say with all honesty that the Royale and the Platinum were better than the Padrone that I smoked. Now, I know I didn't let it acclimate enough after I got it. I'm sure that'll change as soon as I have let it rest for a little while. But Rocky Patel puts out some quality stuff, and he's fighting a good fight. I gotta appreciate that. I want to give a shout out. Tonight was the Cigar Obsession live show, the first HERF. And I gotta tell you, I haven't laughed so hard in a long time for so long. I was on there for almost 7 hours watching that thing. Yes, I do have a life, believe it or not. This just happens to be my day off. And some funny guys. I've been on a lot of different forums over the years, since BBS's way back in the late 80s or early 90s, and bulletin boards and chat rooms and message boards, news groups, all that stuff. I must say, what is it, Cigars? I don't know. Is it the Brotherhood of the Leaf, as they call it, smokers and stuff like that? But this group here, I don't know. I'm sure he must know the Cigar Obsession guy, which is Brian Glenn. I don't know if he knows how rare it is to have a group of guys like this in one setting. That number one, after tonight, are so freaking funny, it'd make your side hurt. But number two, I haven't seen any flame wars. I mean, that's rare. After a while, you usually see that. I haven't seen anybody going after anybody else. Maybe Joey a little bit, but he's not really in the group. But no, it's pretty funny, pretty enjoyable. Good guys. Did a trade, and I had one of my best cigars with that trade, the La Gloria Cubana Serie R, and I want to try the Esteli version of that. I'm sure it's just as good, if not better. And I would do more trading too, but I got so many cigars now, And, you know, I should probably start giving some away. I don't know. So that, I think, is going to require a touch-up. So let's see what a touch-up looks like. I mean, I don't have to, but... See that? Burns out that little part of the wrapper there on the outside. You notice the flame isn't even touching it. It's just warming it up. Let's see if that does the job. So, look at all that smoke. That's a lot of smoke. Good stuff. So, as I guessed, the Toro takes a while. This one's burning average now. Not too fast, not too slow. Enjoyable cigar. I would recommend it. We'll see if I feel that way the further it gets down. So I'm pretty much going to wrap this one up. This one ends up with a 96, which is the same as the Platinum, which I just smoked yesterday. So it's good to get two back to back and compare them. And they're fairly comparable. Here's the band, the Rocky Patel Prohibition. Keep forgetting where that lens is. There it is over there. I don't sense that there's going to be any changes here. It's a little soft, but not warm by any means, not yet anyway. I'll maybe go just a little bit further on it, but I don't expect any more changes. And that's probably one of the areas that it gets marked out a little bit, is not a whole lot of complexity. Flavours Smooth throughout. I really like that there was no harshness. Little scratchiness in my throat, but that might be because it's cold and dry out here, and I just smoked a cigar last night. 2 or 3 a week is about all I ever get, the most. 2 usually. High points, the draw, perfect. Smoke output, perfect. Burn line, except for that one correction, perfect. Not a lot to complain about. Medium to full, I would agree with that. I am feeling the nicotine, but not in a bad way. For me, this is probably too much information, but if I have to hit the restroom a couple times in an hour, like I did with this one, that means there's nicotine. Metabolism is picking up. No, I haven't drank tonight. And, but no, this is great. So, once again, I want to give a shout out to the Cigar Authority for their review of this and their show in general, and of course Cigar Obsession. If you're lucky enough, cool enough, funny enough, witty enough to get in on that group, that closed Facebook group, you should try, as long as you're not a jerk, which none of them are. Some of the people that got into the chat room tonight for the live herf, I don't think they were regulars. The regulars, top-notch guys. All different walks of life, too. Found out today, one of them is an attorney, one of them is an airline pilot, so that was cool. So, the Rocky Patel Prohibition, San Andres, Toro, which they're all Toros, and I definitely recommend it. I was looking forward to this one, based on the concept, based on it being a Rocky Patel, based on, I got, looks like my camera's a little glitchy there, based on a lot of things. I was really looking forward to trying this one. It sat for a month, and it was well worth the wait. Yes, I would buy more. I might even buy a jar, which I avoid, like I said before. I'm not into buying boxes, in this case jars, because I want to try them first. Do I like them? I like trying different ones every day. It's rare that I smoke 2 of the same kind in a row, or even 2 of the same kind within a month or 2 of each other. I have so many different kinds, I want to try them all. This is a winner. I do have the Connecticut one. I have a feeling it's not going to be as good as this one, but I'll let it sit for a little others while I got some others to try before that. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all you other, I don't really care for that term, brothers of the leaf. I'm not really much of a joiner of anything, whether the whole collective thing doesn't do it for me, which I'm sure a lot of you cigar smokers agree with that from what I can tell. But it is cool to have a group that has similar interest, and more importantly to me, to have a great sense of humor, and some of these guys really are really funny. good stuff all the way around. So that enhances the experience in my book. And usually when I'm out here smoking, I'm listening to podcasts, usually comedy related or cigar related, and or both. And so appreciate all you guys out there. I'm sure we'll get together sometime. We need to. The hell with virtual, Herb. Let's go to Vegas or something, man. Have a good time. So thanks for watching. Hopefully this wasn't too long. Probably was double my last one. I'll try to trim it down next time. But thanks for watching. Try out this and all of Rocky Patel stuff. It's great. Except for that vintage 1990. I didn't care for that one that much. But hey, it's all good. I will see you next time from the Stogie Palace. This is Chris, your buddy, your pal, signing off.